All right, what's up everybody? Today's video is all about the iPhone XR and specifically looking at portrait mode on it and comparing that portrait mode to the XS and the Google Pixel 3. This is our first real look at the XR and it comes in a lot of different colors, but I like this canary yellow, I think they call it. Looks awesome. But basically, it's a very similar camera to the XS without the built-in tele lens, obviously, but the rest is identical. The main difference is this portrait mode, though. You get a wider portrait mode shot, so you get that depth of field, nice blur effect without compromising the focal length, which is, in my opinion, big. We'll also... Somehow I just turned the flashlight on. We're also gonna compare it to the Pixel 3, which has an insanely good camera and also a single lens on it, which you get kind of a wider portrait mode shot as well. I'm gonna preface this video by saying I'm alone, so if you wanna watch this, it's just me taking photos of myself because Niles and Taylor are both gone. Let's do this. It's a little bright. It's weird to be vlogging just myself because Niles is gone, obviously. Let's not talk about that, and Taylor is not here either. Wow. But nope, there it goes. Okay. All right. So the best part about Niles and Taylor both being gone in this video is that I can skateboard as much as I want. All right, so the first shot, I sat on the back of the tailgate of the car and took a photo of myself. I will say the XR looks insanely cool because it's a wider field of view, so you get the full back of the car. I'm leaning forward a little bit because it did need to, I had to be close enough for it to realize that I was the subject and blurring out the background. So I kind of leaned forward on that one. But looking at the image, I'm super impressed. All right, in direct comparison, iPhone XS. That's so much more zoomed in. Okay, yeah, I cropped out the top of my head, it was so zoomed in. Adjust the tripod angle a little. Overall, the look isn't as good. I don't know, it's not as crisp as the XR. It could be because of the focal length's a little tighter and resulting in a slower shutter speed, but it does a good job still detecting my face. I just don't think it's as good of a photo. 10 seconds. All right, the last thing I noticed on the Pixel, there's no front indicator for the timer. Okay. I think that was 10 seconds. It's crazy how much cooler the Pixel 3 is overall on the images. Really, really sharp. Also not as wide as the XR, which is interesting. The Pixel 3 is a great, I would say the best camera phone on the market right now. But with portrait mode, so far I'm leaning towards the XR as being my favorite. This is better than the XS because it's a little bit wider. And it does do a nice job detecting the face. Using the stick to prop up the camera, so it's like my tripod. So instead of this angle, we can get, that's not bad. So after skating around for a little bit, I decided to take a shot of me with a bunch of leaves in the background, which can be really tricky for portrait mode to kind of depict where the subject is versus the leaves. I will say because of the wide lens on the XR, I wasn't close enough to the camera to even find me.
No, it did not detect. Okay.
I'm not close enough to do the edge detection and then have blur in the background. So I think I took like 3 shots where I was too far back in the frame. And then I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna get really close to the photo. As you can see here, I'm leaning in. Okay, that one worked. When it finally did pick me up in the frame here with the whole portrait mode edge detection, it does such a good job. I'm really impressed. Apple kind of killed it with this phone and portrait mode. And on a side note, I had no idea, I didn't notice that the screen was any lower res than people are making it out to be. I think the liquid retina display looks really good. You can barely tell. All right, XS, it's way more zoomed in, so I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. See if that worked. The fall off on the edges on the XS, in my opinion, aren't as natural looking. They're like a harder kind of line straight on my shoulders or on my hat, where I think the XR actually kind of rolls it off nicer. Not a bad job though with the leaves. All right, Pixel 3. Again, no indication on the front, so let's see if we got it. On the Pixel 3, it's less zoomed in than the XS. It does a great job depicting the edge of me from the leaves. Yeah, overall, I still think the 10R like pulls ahead just a little bit with how natural it looks. I'm making a worse face in this one too, so that doesn't help. But no, great, I mean. Do you mind if can I take a photo of you doing that? Sure. Sick. Time for this guy's doing this awesome like hand plant thing on this, so I'm gonna shoot one portrait shot. Hopefully I can get it on the 10R as he does it. So I wanted to see how quickly portrait mode would pick up on like action. Like obviously he's a human, but does it know in like a split second? Turns out it could not pick it up with like depth of field in the background, probably because it needs a little bit more time. But the cool thing is because it shoots on the wide lens, if it doesn't nail the portrait mode, you're still getting a very usable image, which I found here. For instance, if I shot this on the 10S and I wanted to get portrait mode, I wouldn't be able to get probably as usable of an image because it would have been more cropped in and tight. It's like, yeah, I missed the blur look, but it still is a cool image. My batteries are running dead on my mic, so if it changes mid-video, cool. The 10R only shoots it only recognizes humans, so I can't take a photo of my dog with portrait mode. Can't take it of, this garbage can. The 10, wow, so many 10s. The 10S can do portrait mode with objects though, because the way it uses the two lenses is a little bit different. The Pixel 3 can also do portrait mode on objects. No person detected. Whoops, off the timer. That looks so good. Dang, okay, the Pixel 3 definitely looks pretty freaking good. A really cool part about single lens cameras, specifically for portrait mode, is that you can use our gear, Moment gear, with our lenses. Put that case on. Let me grab a lens. All right, so here's where things get a little bit interesting and fun. Moment, obviously we make cases and lenses for all these phones. We have a nice Pixel 3 case here, iPhone 10R. This is actually a prototype because this phone just came out and it's almost done, but it's a few minor things. And then 10S, obviously. All these colors are available for all the phones, but anyways, with the 10R, you are able to use our lenses, like a wide lens on top of an already wide portrait mode. It makes for an awesomely wide portrait mode, or yeah, just a nice depth of field background. And same with the Pixel 3. So right now I'm gonna pop our wide lens on and show you what it looks like when you put our wide lens on top of an already wide portrait mode. Look how wide that is. What's up, Phil? You're getting such a wide frame, subject's in the middle, and everything is perfectly blurred. I think I would use that on my LinkedIn profile. Unfortunately with the 10S, so say you put this in our case, you can still use our lenses, of course, right on top of both of the lenses, but you can't use it in conjunction with portrait mode. I do think Apple should be able to release, hopefully, an update at some point where you can use the same tech in the single lens portrait mode on the 10R as the 10S, but right now you can't. The Moment lenses also work on the Pixel phones to use with portrait mode, so you can widen that shot up even more, and it looks really good too. Really sharp, yeah.
Hi there, what can I get started for you?
Hi there, can I get one iced latte?
Would you like anything else?
No, just the one iced latte. All right, you guys, so that pretty much wraps this video up. I know it was a little bit weird because I was just shooting myself, taking photos of myself, but I miss you, Niles and Taylor. Overall, I think my thoughts on the 10R is that it's an amazing phone. I do recommend this if you are on the fence, whether you want this one or the 10S. You can look at the price difference too, which is like $250, I think. Killer phone. I think with pairing it with our gear, which we make cases for, you can pre-order them right now. Probably frame this photo up send it to my mom. But yeah, I just wish it did objects so I could take, portrait mode photos of my dog. But other than that, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I think this video is a little bit scattered, but hopefully the results spoke for themselves and persuaded you or helped you make a decision on which phone you are interested in. All right, see you guys.
468.
Thank you.